all of you. I hope you all are well. Today I am going to teach you Unit 7 Glimpses of India. This chapter is divided into 3 parts. The first part of this chapter is A Beggar from Goa. It is written by Lucio Rodrigue. Second part, Kurg, is written by Lokesh Abrol. And the third part, Tea from Assam, is written by Arup Kumar Datta. So, what is the meaning of glimpses? Glimpses means jhalak. In this chapter, the author is trying to describe India's glimpse. So, before we started the unit, we are just discuss about activity. So, first, what images of people and of place come to your mind when you think of our country? Which type of image or people or place come to your mind? You are living in India and just the word India. What are you thinking about this word India? What image, what type of people, what type of places comes in your mind first when you think of our country? Second, what parts of India have you lived in or visited? Can you name some popular tourist destinations? In which part of India you live? Or which parts of India you have visited? Can you name some popular tourist destinations? So you have to name some popular tourist destinations like Delhi or etc. Third, you may know that apart from the British, the Dutch and the French, the Portuguese have also played a part in the history of our country. Can you say which parts of India show French and Portuguese influences? So students, in this question, in this activity, we are already learned in standard 9th. So you have just discuss or just say which parts of India show French and Portuguese influences. Fourth, can you see which parts of India grow tea or coffee? You have to search that in which part of India tea or coffee grow. So let's start with part 1. A Beggar from Goa. Beggar. We have already seen beggar in bakeries. This is a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village beggar who still has an important place in his society. Here, pen portrait. The meaning of pen portrait, we already know about portrait, but pen portrait is a drawing. When we describe about this, the other person visualize about the person or images about that person who still has an important place in his society. He has very important place in his society. Our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese days, the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. What is the meaning of reminiscing nostalgically? It's mean thinking fondly of the past. So our elders, our grandpa, our grandma tells us some stories of their days and the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but makers are still there. The originary persons are gone, Portuguese are gone, but the makers of that things are still living in Goa. We still have amongst us the mixture, the molders and those who bake the loaves. We still have amongst us the mixture of the dough, then mold of that dough and those who bake the loaves and at last bake the loaves. Those age-old, time-tested furnaces still exist. That old age, time-tested furnaces still exist. So time tested means the furnaces are still in working condition, remain same. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. The fire of that furnaces are also remain same. The thud and the jingle of the traditional baker's bamboo heralding his arrival in the morning can still be heard in some places. Still, the traditional baker's bamboo stick heralding his arrival in the morning. Here heralding means announcing. सबको पता चल ही जाता था जब वो बेकर ब्रेड बेचने के लिए आता था. Because of heralding of baker's bamboo stick can still be heard in some place. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. So this is the family profession. The baker's backlogs is the family profession. Family profession means जनरेशन टू जनरेशन ये प्रोफेशन चलता ही जाता था. पहले उनके पापा करते थे, फिर सन, फिर उनके सन. सो जनरेशन टू जनरेशन ये जो है प्रोफेशन वो चलता ही जाता था. These bakers are even today known as padar in Goa. The padar means it is a Portuguese word. इसका मीनिंग होता है बेकर. जो बेकर्स है वो अभी भी गोवा में पैदार के नाम से ही जाने जाते हैं. ड्यूरिंग अवर चाइल्डहुड इन गोवा द बेकर यूज्ड टू बी अवर फ्रेंड, कंपेनियन एंड गाइड. ड्यूरिंग अवर चाइल्डहुड गोवा की बात हो रही है तो ऑथर बता रहे हैं कि उनके चाइल्डहुड में द बेकर यूज्ड टू बी अवर फ्रेंड, कंपेनियन एंड गाइड. ही यूज्ड टू कम एटलीस्ट ट्वाइस अ डे. Once when he set out in the morning on his sailing round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. First of all, the bakers are coming in the morning, and जो सेलिंग करना था उससे पहले आते थे, और बाद में जो उनका एम्प्टी बास्केट हो जाता था, जो बड़ा सा बास्केट लेके वो लोग जाते थे बेचने के लिए, वो जब खाली हो जाए तब वो वापस घर आते थे. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep, and we ran to meet and greet him. The jingling thud, जो उनकी बाम्बू स्टिक जो है उनकी आवाज जो आती थी वो सुन के बच्चे उनको मिलने के लिए दौड़े चले जाते थे, उनका वेलकम करते थे. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the love? No at all. Why they are doing these things? Was it for the love of the love? They love the love? No at all. The loaves were brought by some paskin or pastin, the maid servant of the house. Paskin and pastin is also Portuguese words. उसका मीनिंग होता है maid servant. What we longed for were those braid bangles which we chose carefully. What we longed for were those braid bangles. क्यों उनको इतनी जल्दी थी उस बेकर से मिलने की? Because they want to choose their braid bangles carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread and special make. कभी कभी वो ब्रेड जो होते थे वो स्वीट भी होते थे और कभी कभी स्पेशल भी होते थे. द ब्रेड बैंगल मीन्स जो डोनट्स होते हैं, डोनट शेप के जो ब्रेड होते हैं उनको ब्रेड बैंगल्स कहा जाता है. द बेकर मेड हिज म्यूजिकल एंट्री ऑन द सीन विद द झेंग झेंग साउंड ऑफ हिज स्पेशली मेड बाम्बू स्टाफ. जब भी बेकर आता था तब वो म्यूजिकल एंट्री देता था. झैंग झैंग, जो बाम्बू स्टाफ मीन्स स्टिक, बाम्बू स्टिक की आवाज आती थी. वन हैंड सपोर्टेड द बास्केट ऑन हिज हेड एंड द अदर बैंक्ड द बाम्बू ऑन द ग्राउंड. ही सपोर्ट द बास्केट बाय वन हैंड and the another hand he banged the bamboo on the ground. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. So when the lady of the houses are come, he greet them and said good morning to all of you, and then he place basket on the vertical bamboo. We kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke, and the laws would be delivered to the servant. Here, rebuke means an expression of disapproval or a scolding by our elders. So when the baker came to selling loaves, the kids are put aside with a mild rebuke because they are running around that baker, and the loaves would be delivered to the servant. But we would not give up. We would climb a bench or the parapet and peep into the basket. The children are climb a bench. bench पे climb कर देते थे, चढ़ जाते थे. Or the parapet. Parapet means a low protective wall, and peep into the basket. Somehow I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves. Loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. I can still recall. The author still recall the typical fragrance, smell of those loaves. Loaves for the elders are different, and loaves for the children, bangles. Bangles are for children. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouths properly. When baker came, the children ran from their houses and choose their bangle bread, and then they doesn't bother to brush their teeth or wash their mouths properly. And why should they? Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf for the toothbrush? And why was it necessary at all? The tiger never brushed his teeth. Hot Tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So the children want to say that why we would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf. Why they are doing this, and for brushing their tooth. And why was it necessary at all? The tiger never brushed his teeth, they explained the elders. The tiger never brushed his teeth. The children give example of the tiger, that the tiger never brushed. Hot Tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So here listeners of the children, and love for the bread of that children we can show. Marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as bowl. Marriages and gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as the bowl. Bowl is also the Portuguese word. Here bowl means sweet bread. Just as a party of a feast loses its charm without bread. In their menu, bread or loaves, feast हो या मैरिज हो, ये ब्रेड जो है वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट रहता था. They doesn't think party or marriage without bread. Not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. It is not enough to say about the baker because bakers are so important in their village. The lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. When someone's daughter's engagement is held, the lady of the house must prepare sandwiches. Cakes and bowling house are the must for Christmas as well as other festivals. Bolinhas means Goan coconut cookies. Bolinhas is also Portuguese word. So in Christmas they prepared it. Thus the presence of the baker's furnace in the village is absolutely essential. There is one baker must be live in the village, or bakery must be there in the village. So it is an absolutely essential part of the village. The baker or bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress known as kabai. It was a single piece long frock reaching down to the knees. What is kabai? Kabai is a single piece long frock reaching down to the knees. So baker और bread seller जो होते थे, they wear particular dress named kabai. Kabai is also Portuguese word. In our childhood, we saw bakers wearing a shirt and trousers which were shorter than full-length ones and longer than half pants. We have already saw bakers wearing shirt and trousers, but the trouser is shorter than full length and ones longer than half pants. Even today, anyone who wears a half pant which reaches just below the knees invite the comment that he is dressed like a padar. Even today, someone wear this type of cloth, he is dressed like a padar. So, if any people wear this type of cloth, comments villagers called him padar, baker. The baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month. Monthly accounts used to be recorded on some wall in pencil. They are usually collected their bills at the end of the month, like newspaper bill, milk bill, and this Lowe's bill. Monthly accounts used to be recorded on some wall in pencil. They record these bills at walls with pencil. Baking was indeed a profitable profession in the old days. It is indeed a profitable profession जिसमें profit बहुत ज़्यादा था. The baker and his family never starved. They are never starved. He, his family and his servants always looked happy and prosperous. The baker, his family and his servants always looked happy and prosperous. They are living a good lifestyle. Prosperous means good lifestyle. Their plump physique was an open testimony to this. Plump physique means pleasantly fat body. Even today, any person with a jackfruit-like physical appearance is easily compared to a baker. So, their plump physique was an open testimony to this. Open testimony means public statement about a character or quality. Even today, if a person with a jackfruit means a vegetable, जिसको हम हिंदी में कटहल कहते हैं, like physical appearance is easily compared to the baker. They are compared with baker. So, first part of this chapter is over. We are continued second part tomorrow.